Right, Saudi Cup, and welcome to another episode here for the Funky Pod Mindful Media and Communication. 1 week after I recorded the last video, and believe it or not, I've been sick for the whole week. That's why no instant updates in between. Still sick, still coughing, so I'll try to hit the cough button a few times or try to edit it smoothly if it becomes too much of a problem. But nevertheless, of course, wanted to get out some new episodes because things are happening. No matter or whether or not I'm sick or not, things are happening. The world doesn't stand still just because I'm sick and so on. So obviously we have to talk about a few things that are happening right now. And a few things that are happening that, I don't know, are worth talking about, I guess, and a few things are not. So what do I mean by that, right? I just watched the All-Star weekend because the NBA All-Star game, right? Because I was sick and okay, what else should I do at home? Just watch some stuff. And I thought about, should I make an episode about the All-Star weekend and how a All-Star weekend is hurting the NBA brand, and how communication is hurting the NBA brand because Commissioner Adam Silver said that he talked to the teams before the season and they're all going to take it serious now. And all the players, they're very well trained when it comes to all things media, right? They all say the right things. But then once they play the All-Star game, I mean, no respect for the game, for the fans that pay those people's salaries. Those insane salaries, and zero respect for the fans. But I figured I had so many NBA/sports episodes in the past few weeks, so I was like, I don't want to take something away from Stephen A. to do on Monday morning. So Stephen A., you take this one, I'll take the next one. One thing I couldn't pass on though, I'm looking for a smooth transition, but I can't find one. Well, what do all NBA players need in order to succeed and play well on that All-Star floor? And what did LeBron do, actually? Pardon me, you see so sick. What did LeBron do? Yes, exactly. He launched a few new sneakers. However, he wasn't the only one launching sneakers over the past few days. Who else, you ask, launched sneakers? Donald Trump. Of course, Donald Trump launched golden sneakers because why not? First thing that popped to my mind when I saw Donald Trump launching sneakers was that Monty Python skit part of The Life of Brian. That's how old I am. So if you're old enough and you've watched Life of Brian, Brian's running away from the people thinking he's the Messiah. He's the Messiah, and then he loses one of his flip-flops/sandals. It's a sandal, it's a shoe. And his followers find it and the shoe is the sign. And then they just follow him, just holding up one shoe as the sign. And Messiah, you gave us a sign. He's like, I didn't give you anything. No, you gave us the shoe. The shoe is the sign. It's hilarious. That's what I thought of when I saw Donald Trump with the shoe. The shoe is the sign. Let's talk about it because I find it hilarious. And as far as I understand it, and so as you know, listening to this podcast, if you know me, you know, and even if you don't know me and you hear me talk, you can tell from my accent I'm not American. I don't live in the US, so for me it's just funny. As far as I understand, when I did my research, because I tried to do research for the podcast, obviously, and I did research, Donald Trump just got sued again. Allegedly, I'm just going to throw it allegedly now because that's what Americans do all the time in their podcast. I think, and then the day after he launched the shoes. But I mean, this shoe launch had to have been in the making for a while because it was a sneaker con, right? Sneaker conference. So I don't think it's related to that lawsuit. Probably related to all the lawsuits, and he needs some money. I would assume. Right. So let's jump into those golden kicks. All the other kids with the golden kicks gonna run faster. Okay, let's not go down that road because, of course, there has been another shooting in the US as I just prepared for this podcast. That's another topic. So let's break the golden kicks down, okay? I mean, look at me in my black shirt and my black hat in each and every podcast. Obviously, a style icon. I mean, it's Donald Trump, right? Obviously, they have to be over the top, otherwise they wouldn't be on brand, right? So yeah, obviously, over the top, gold, everything. Obviously, they come with a hefty price tag. I think $399, $400, right? I think. And I saw some video of like a dude buying like a signed pair for like $9,000 or something. Yeah, it's out of nowhere, right? Kind of like, why a presidential candidate selling sneakers now? I mean, Joe Biden is selling, I know, hats or whatever. I mean, that's what Trump did too, of course. Max, right? Is he selling something like this? I don't know. Like this laser eyes on. But I mean, this is just something completely different. And when we look at social media, obviously, I mean, the left is hating on it, obviously, because everything Donald Trump does is terrible. The right loves it, of course, like, haha, yeah, look at him, business savvy, like, hey, so cool. If you look at like why he does it, as you know, that's what we try to do here in this podcast. And we look at like some communication theories. Of course, the first theory that pops out again is the agenda setting theory. Donald Trump wants to set the agenda. And right now is as good a time as any, of course, to focus what everyone's talking about on him. It's like, if you talk about me right now, if you Google me, you see my sneakers because it's in the news. You're not hearing about whatever lawsuit. You're seeing this. And the pictures that are going to flood the news are going to be this. Like, what's more insane to look at and what's more interesting to click at? Donald Trump sitting somewhere? Or Donald Trump, that's probably related to a lawsuit, or Donald Trump with a sneaker. Like, what the hell is this? And then you click on a sneaker, right? And then you get more sneaker news, of course, from Donald Trump. So, smart agenda setting. If you talk Donald Trump right now, you talk my business, my sneakers. I take away your attention from all the other serious stuff that you could be looking at. Okay? Nice. I mean, not nice, but smart. Like, forcing the communication, forcing the conversation to take place on his terms. Yeah, agenda setting. And it's, again, agenda setting doesn't mean tell the people what to think. You just tell them what to think about. So no matter if you're a Trump fan or a Trump hater, or like somewhere in between, you talk about it. Okay, that's the agenda setting. Like, I'm not telling you to find it awesome, to like it, but you're talking about it. Okay. And of course, this goes hand in hand, like with his like branding bonanza. Like, everything is Trump, 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 Trump Tower, Trump Steak, Trump this, Trump University. Trump everything. So of course the sneaker launch aligns with like now the Trump sneakers, right? Pardon me. You could call his approach like not less is more, but more is more, right? More is more. You might say that that's a new level of absurdity, and I would have been inclined to agree. On the other hand, though, like I just said, steer the conversation. And at least, let's be honest, a Trump sneaker not gonna hurt anyone as much as a Trump University, for example, or a Trump steak maybe even, right? The sneaker, you know what you're getting. And you're like, okay, I shelled out some money just to support him. That's all, right? So you're not buying any extreme quality. You're not gonna pay money to get some random degree or anything. You get what's advertised in this case, right? There can't be much false advertising. So at least it's a product that it's easy to show, easy to look at, easy to observe. And you're like, okay, I'm spending $400 on a sneaker. Why not? Now, if you look at like who's actually buying these, right? Like, who's the target audience? Of course, hardcore Trump fans, obviously. Who else would it be? I'm low-key. I mean, I could imagine, and I'm thinking while I'm talking, as you can see, so I could imagine celebrities that are riding with Trump, but also celebrities, comedians that just want to be funny. Maybe they're like, it's so funny. And maybe even rappers who think it's funny, it's hilarious. I think that might be his way back into pop culture. I mean, for a while he's been out of it because of his issues and whatever, all the allegations and that. This might be his way back into rap videos. The golden shoes. So yeah, of course the Trump supporters, if they can afford it, they will buy it. I think celebrities who ride with him, but also celebrities who want to be maybe edgy or just funny. I could imagine Andrew Schulz wearing them on his next podcast, for example, just for giggles. That's enough. That gets views. That's gonna get shared. Yeah. So I think there's more than just the hardcore Trump fans that are willing to actually shell out some money for it. And I think that's where theory time, that's where the cultivation theory could actually come in. Because this line, right, this could be used to like amplify Trump's existing image. You would reinforce like typical stereotypes. Like, oh, he's so over the top would be one, maybe. But also for those who admire / like him, it would be like, yeah, look at him, business savvy, like exploring a new business avenue. So no matter which side you're on, it's gonna amplify, cultivate the image of Donald Trump that you already have of him, if that makes sense. And I mean, if you look at the why, right? I mean, obviously it's all about the Benjamins. I mean, Notorious B.I.G. in the background, it's all about the Benjamins, baby. Yeah, he needs money for all his lawsuits, for the campaign trail. That's your answer. Right, so why? That's the answer. Apologies for all the coughing. If you look at how they look, it's a bit nostalgic, right? I mean, it's all the gold, all the extra, like what you expect from Trump, but it's also like very 80s, 90s style, the sneakers. Not gonna lie, if it wasn't Trump, if it wasn't all gold, well, it could remind me a little bit of the old Air Force ones, right? So those hip-hop aesthetics, not bad, to be honest. So maybe he's also targeting the people that kind of yearn for this bygone era of the 80s, 90s, who probably also have the money to buy those shoes, right? So not bad. Nevertheless, of course, it's about much more than just the goofy old shoes, right? It's also like a political play in terms of, I'm doing this. I don't need to do what you all are doing. I don't need to beg for money from anyone for the campaign. I have my own businesses, and that's how I make the money. And he always was very proud to say, I don't need any donations. And he's like, that's how I earn my money. I create new businesses. What do you do? Right? So, not bad. Again, from a theoretical point of view, I'm not saying I'm a Trump supporter. I'm just, when I say not bad, it's like, it's thought out. And when we talk about theories again, like your use and gratification theory fits here as well. Yeah, if you think about the audience, like what needs do those sneakers fulfill for Trump fans, right? A show of support, sense of identity, maybe even a fun way to make a political statement. You don't need to have the red MAGA hat anymore because it's played out. Now you have the golden MAGA shoes. Or mega shoes? Mega, you know what I mean. So yeah, use and gratification for the fans works. If you look at some, like what can you learn from this, right? I think it's all about the buzz. When you talk Trump, right? Inconsistency, and let me finish the thought, but inconsistency seems to be like Trump's very consistent brand signature. He's doing random stuff, and you can count on that. That's consistent, that he's doing random stuff. Yeah, so with that in mind, maybe these like garish gold sneakers fit in more than me or you and anyone's gonna like to admit, actually. And is it really like is it a serious strategy, or is it maybe even satire? Yeah, maybe it's I wouldn't put it past Trump, because he's making fun of himself at times, right? Maybe it's just an outrageous joke at his own expense. It's like, yeah, I know what you think of me. Look at me now, I'm having gold sneakers. And this angle could add like another layer to it. Even if it's satirical, it still reveals like an element of like a calculated media maneuvering, right? Not taking yourself too serious, being like funny, jovial about it, gets you people to talk about it. So if we, as we like entering this, it's funny to say entering a new era of political figures, because both of them are like the oldest ever presidential candidates. But now the quirky merchandise, Biden with his laser eyes thing, which is also played out by now, but hey, at least they're trying. Maybe that's gonna change the way that political leaders play with and connect with the public. Maybe that's something we expect now. I want to have cool merchandise from my president. Effectiveness, we have to wait, of course, whether or not it's really going to be effective. What we can say now, 2 or 3 days in, everyone's talking about it. So in the end, from a pure communications strategy point of view, he kind of achieved one of his goals, probably. That's like the buzz, that's people talking about it. Now, so I'm curious, of course, now what you think about it. As my coughing comes back again, apologies. What do you think about it? Do you think that was a smart maneuver? Do you think that's just a quick money grab? Do you think it's going to work? Do you think it's to his detriment? But what really is to his detriment by now? What are your thoughts and opinions? Shout out at funkitpod on social media, funkitpod@gmail.com. Like, share, subscribe, rate. That would be fantastic to reach a wider audience. I'm going to go and keep on coughing. Until then, you stay safe, take care, buy some golden sneakers. Let me know how they fit. Let me know if you can dunk with them. Until then, Sawadee Krap.